Good
Good
morning.
morning. Morning.
Sharing the screen, let me know once it is visible. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So, what we are discussing in the last class?
DML operations.
Hmm.
Parameters.
Selection screen we started.
Selection screens.
Which class it is?
24.
I asked you people to try, right? Anybody tried?
Yeah, ma'am.
What you found?
Float is not accepting in selection screen.
Very good. Remaining other data types are allowed, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
అంటే విను అది నొస్తాను ఏమని తెలుసుకోండి
మ్యామ్
Oh,
ఒక స్మాల్ డౌట్. ఇప్పుడు క్యారెక్టర్ ఫిక్స్డ్ లెంత్ వచ్చి 10 కదా మ్యామ్?
character fixed length 10. Character fixed length 1.
క్యారెక్టర్ ఇంటీజర్ మ్యామ్.
అవును.
కానీ అది 14 తీసుకుంటాను మ్యామ్.
బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద వర్షన్ దాని ఇది ఏమన్నా ఇంక్రీజ్ చేశారేమమ్మా, ఇంటూ 1 ఇంటూ 4 ఇంటూ 6 అనేసి మనకి బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ డేటాబేస్లో డిఫరెంట్ ఉంటుంది. వర్షన్ని బట్టి ఏమన్నా ఇంక్రీజ్ చేసి ఉండొచ్చు.
ఓకే మ్యామ్.
అండ్ ఇఫ్ యూ సీ ప్యాకర్ డెసిమల్ నార్మల్గా 8 క్యారెక్టర్స్, కానీ లేటెస్ట్ వర్షన్లో 16 డిజిట్ నెంబర్ కూడా తీసుకుంటుంది.
అది 20 తీసుకుంటాను మ్యామ్.
అదే ఇట్ డిఫర్స్ ఫ్రమ్ వర్షన్ టు వర్షన్. అది వర్షన్కి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇంక్రీజ్ చేసి ఉండొచ్చు కదా.
ఓకే ఓకే.
We saw this integer, character and numeric. If you want date, p underscore d type d and p underscore e type time. Correct, these are fixed data types. p underscore f type packet decimals. Okay, so these are the fixed length, right? So I'm just activating and running this. You can see it's a integer and character and numeric and the date, time, and we have the packet decimal. All the data types are allowed. Okay, then what we have? Variable length data types we have. So I'm just taking the underscore h type string and the underscore I type f. These are the two variable length data types. Activate it. So it's throwing the error. What happened? Data type F is not allowed. If you see in the versions of SAP, it started with 3.0. After that 4.0, 4.5, 4.7, like that we have a lot of versions, right? So at the time of older version, string is also not allowed in the selection screen. But string is allowed in the selection screen now, but float is not allowed. Okay. So now also float is not allowed. Maybe in future they will make the changes or not. We don't know. But for timing, float is not allowed. You can't use float in the selection screen, but you can use the string in the selection screen. Still error?
G is missing.
Okay, so this is about the variable length data types. Then what else we have? So we have user defined, right? What is user defined? You can refer to the data element or table name hyphen field name. P underscore K type VBAK hyphen VBLN or P underscore type ERDAT is the data element. So like that you can refer to the data element or table name hyphen field name. You can see VBLN and the date field. So like this we can just refer to the all the data types and create your selection screen. But what happens ma? Float is not allowed in the selection screen. Clear?
Yeah.
We'll go for the next. Previously I said we can't keep breakpoints for declarations, right? We can't keep breakpoint for selection screen also. Remember that for three things we can't keep breakpoint. Declarations we can't keep, selection screen we can't keep, even for events we can't keep. Now you don't know what is events, in future you are going to see. For these three things you can't keep the breakpoints. Clear?
Yeah.
I'm just keeping the breakpoint here and then run our selection screen. I'm not giving anything in the selection screen and run. It is allowing you, correct? Everything is empty. You can see P underscore A, B, C, D, E, F. Then H, K, T, everything is empty. Okay, but it's still allowing you to go to the program and run. Now, what was the requirement? A, first number field, make it as mandatory. What is mandatory? Compulsory. If you entered any value to this, okay, field, then only allow for further. If they are not entered any value, don't allow for further. Clear? So when you are creating that database tables also, we saw that so many mandatory fields. If you are not filling, it won't allow for further. Correct? Same like that. In my selection screen, make this field as mandatory. Okay, ba? సెలక్షన్ స్క్రీన్లో మనం ఏం ఇవ్వకపోయినా రన్ చేస్తే అది నెక్స్ట్ ఫర్దర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్కి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. కానీ అలా వద్దు. ఫస్ట్ ఫీల్డ్ని కంపల్సరీగా ఎంటర్ చేసేటట్లు పెట్టండి. ఎంటర్ చేయకపోతే అలో చేయొద్దు అని చెప్తున్నారు. ఎలా చేయాలి దాన్ని? సింపుల్ obligatory keyword will make the field mandatory. You can see the field is mandatory now, tick mark. When I'm running, see, fill all the required fields. It won't allow until you fill the value. If I'm trying again, no. If I'm filling some number, then it will allow. Yes. Clear, ma?
Yeah, ma'am.
Obligatory is the keyword to make the field mandatory. ఆబ్లిగేటరీ అనే కీవర్డ్ యూస్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది, ఆ ఫీల్డ్ మ్యాండేటరీ అంటే కంపల్సరీ అయిపోతుంది. ఓకే,
Yes, ma'am.
నెక్స్ట్. ఓకే, ఫైన్. వెన్ ఐఎమ్ రన్నింగ్ number is mandatory, fine, but the name by default show SSN90. Okay, by default show SSN90 means what is that? Means if I'm not given any, means user not given any values in the selection screen, take it as SSN90. If they entered any value, take that value. That is the meaning of that default value. Okay, name itself saying default. How to add that? Default is the keyword SSN90. Okay, you can see, activate and run it. By default it's showing that SSN90. I'm just running. I'm not filled in the p underscore b anything, but default it is taken as SSN90 because I given default value as SSN90. So that is the default. But if I entered any value, for example, I'm just not taking SSN90, I'm just taking all it. Then what happens? Instead of SSN90, it will take whatever the user given. Clear, ma? Default. If user is not given anything, take that value. If user entered any value, then consider that value only. Clear? యూజర్ ఏమి ఇవ్వకపోతే ఆ వాల్యూ తీసుకోండి. యూజర్ ఏమైనా ఎంటర్ చేస్తే యూజర్ ఎంటర్ చేసిన వాల్యూసే తీసుకుంటుంది. దాన్ని ఇవ్వడానికే డిఫాల్ట్ వాల్యూస్ అంటారు. క్లియర్ అమ్మా?
Yeah, ma'am.
So I'm going for the next. Obligatory default keywords are done. Next. If you see, first field I'm just referring to VBAK VBLN, second field to date, third field to name. So when I'm running, so VBLN, you can see search help is there, ARDAT search help is there, ERNUM is not having. How these two fields got the help means, if you open the table VBAK, you can see VBLN, ERDAT, ERNUM. I'm just taken. Go to the elementary help check. For this, input help is there. For this, input help is there. For this, no input help. It is empty. Correct? That's the reason it doesn't have any help button at all. Clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. But what the user is saying that even though in the table it doesn't have any help, I want the help here in the selection screen. Then what to do? We learn already the concept called search help, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
I'm creating one elementary search help for name ERNUM and click on create. You can create elementary or collective, that is up to you. For names, what is the selection table? VBAK and display immediately. What is the fields? ERNUM field I want, and which is exporting, importing, L position, S position, enter, it will get the data element, activate, done. So this is about No errors actually. You need to choose local object. Yeah. This is about how we create the elementary search help. We already learned this in the dictionary concept. Once we created, come here and assign to this by using the keyword called match code object that search help name. So that what happened? The help will be attached to that field. You can see, got the help. Clear ma?
Yes, ma'am.
సో టేబుల్లో హెల్ప్ ఉంటే ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఆ ఫీల్డ్స్కి వచ్చేస్తుంది. టేబుల్ లెవెల్లో హెల్ప్ లేదు అంటే హెల్ప్ బటన్ రాదు. బట్ నాకు టేబుల్ ఫీల్డే కాబట్టి అటాచ్ చేయండి అంటే సెర్చ్ హెల్ప్ క్రియేట్ చేసి దాన్ని సెలెక్షన్ స్క్రీన్లో మ్యాచ్ కోడ్ అనే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కీవర్డ్తో అటాచ్ చేస్తే మనకి సెర్చ్ హెల్ప్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఓకేనా?
Yes, ma'am.
One more keyword is there which is modified. If I want to understand that keyword, you have to know about the events and all that I'll discuss in the reports concept. Okay, so we have here obligatory to make the field mandatory, default to give the default values, match code to assign the F4 help. Any questions up to here?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good to go.
Yeah, ma'am.
So then we are just going to see up to now I created single input field, but I want check boxes and radio buttons. So are you people aware of that? What is the difference between check boxes and radio buttons?
Yes, ma'am.
I already explained. I already explained in the classes previously. చెప్పానా ఆల్రెడీ మీ క్లాసెస్లో చెక్ బాక్స్కి రేడియో బటన్కి?
మా నాన్న ఫోన్ చేస్తున్నాడు పోయివా ఎందుకు
ఎస్ సార్ నా గుర్తులేదా?
గుర్తులేదు, కాకపోతే నాకు ఐడియా ఉంది. రేడియో బటన్ చెక్ బాక్స్.
Okay. So let everybody know. So what is the radio button? This round buttons are called radio buttons. The square boxes is called check boxes. When you creating radio buttons, single radio button you can't create, but single checkbox you can create. That is the first difference. In a group, at least minimum is 2 radio buttons you have to create. Maximum how many radio buttons you want you can create. Checkboxes, minimum 1 also you can create. Maximum also how many you want you can create. This is creating differences. So what is that? చెక్ బాక్స్ అనేది ఒక్కటి కూడా క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు, ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. కానీ రేడియో బటన్ అనేది ఒకటి మాత్రం క్రియేట్ చేయలేం. కంపల్సరీ మినిమం 2 అన్నా ఉండాలి ఒక గ్రూప్లో. ఎక్కువ కావాలంటే ఎన్ని కావాలన్నా చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఎన్ని రేడియో బటన్స్ అయినా క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు, ఎన్ని చెక్ బాక్సెస్ అయినా క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. క్లియర్ మా?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, selection. When you are selecting, okay, so here in the check boxes is minimum selection is 0, and there is no mandatory to check the box. Without selecting all also you can go. Or if you want to select, maximum selection is all, means you can select 1 checkbox, 2 checkboxes, or 3 checkboxes also you can select. That is about checkboxes. In radio buttons, minimum selection is 1 and maximum selection is 1. Okay, so by default the first one select, it will select, and if you selecting the other two will be deselected. Means minimum by default 1 is selected, and when you selecting the other, the others will be deselected. So this is about minimum and maximum. Minimum is 1, maximum is 1. Clear, ma?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the difference between checkboxes and radio buttons. క్రియేషన్ డిఫరెన్స్ అయిపోయింది. సెలెక్షన్ డిఫరెన్స్. నువ్వు చెక్ బాక్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసావు, సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకో, లేకపోతే సెలెక్ట్ చేయొద్దు, వెళ్ళిపో, ఏం కాదు, అబ్జెక్షన్ చేయదు సిస్టమ్. మినిమం 0, ఏం సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోకుండా వెళ్ళొచ్చు. మ్యాక్సిమం ఆల్, నువ్వు కాంటే 1, 2, 3 అన్నీ కూడా సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. బట్ రేడియో బటన్లో మినిమం ఒకటి ఆల్రెడీ సెలెక్ట్ అయ్యి ఉంటుంది, ఇంకొకటి సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తే మిగతా 2 డీసెలెక్ట్ అయిపోతాయి. ఒకటి ఆల్రెడీ సెలెక్ట్ అయి ఉంటుంది, మినిమం 1. మ్యాక్సిమం నువ్వు వేరే సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తే మిగతా డీసెలెక్ట్ అయిపోతాయి, అంటే మ్యాక్సిమం ఆల్సో 1. క్లియర్ మా?
Yes, ma'am.
That is the difference between checkboxes and radio buttons. How to create checkboxes and radio buttons in our selection screen? Parameters keyword, ch1 type C as checkbox. Okay, I can see I'm just creating alone checkbox. Yes, it is allowed. Maybe server disconnected. You can see I'm creating only one checkbox. Amma, coffee పెట్టమ్మా. నోరు అసలు అవ్వట్లా, ఎండిపోతా. ch1 as checkbox, single checkbox, yes, we can create. Okay, can we create multiple checkboxes? Yes, you can see ch2 type C as checkbox. I'm creating ch3 type C as checkbox. Like this, you can create checkboxes. ch1, ch2, ch3. You can select all, or without selecting also you can go. How we know whether it is selected or not? Means if you selected, in the back end it will store capital X. If it is not selected, it's going to space, store as space. నువ్వు సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తే బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్ అని స్టోర్ అవుతుంది, మ్యాండేటరీ కదా. ఓకే, సో క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్ అని స్టోర్ అవుతుంది. సెలెక్ట్ చేయకపోతే స్పేస్ ఉంటుంది, ch1, ch2, ch3, C capital X. I can select one checkbox. Yes, I can select 2 checkboxes. I can select all the 3 checkboxes. Yes, you can see without selecting also you can go, or you can select all the 3 also. Done, all the 3. I'm going to not select even one. It will allow, it won't restrict, select anything, no. You can see minimum selection is 0, maximum selection is all. See, without I'm selecting also it is allowing. Clear ma? Check boxes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we go for radio buttons?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, same parameters keyword, rb1 type C radio button group AAA. Okay, and I'm just keeping full stop and trying. Like checkbox, I created one, I'm trying to create radio button one. See, it is not allowing. What it is saying, the radio button group AAA contains only one parameter. It is not allowed. Minimum at least two. If you see, I'm giving one more in the same group. RP2 type C, radio button group, same group name. Any group name you can give. I'm just given as AAA. Activate. Now, see, it is allowed. Minimum is 2 in the radio button. Maximum you want to create, yes, you can create. RB3 type C radio button group AAA. And execute. Yes, you can see radio button. By default, one is selected. When I'm selecting the other will be deselected. See, minimum selection is 1, maximum selection is 1. Clear one?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is about checkboxes and radio buttons. If it is clear, we'll go for the next.
Yeah, ma'am. It's clear.
Okay. Then I can see here P underscore A is a number, P underscore B is number, P underscore C is mobile number, P underscore D is date, E for time, F for Packer decimal. This I know because I only created, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am.
But if someone is coming newly and if they see, they can understand this.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Instead of this, if I'm giving number name like that, then user is easily understand that. But as per coding standards, you have to follow the naming convention. Parameters means P underscore only, checkboxes means CH underscore only, radio button means RB underscore only. Like that only you need to follow the name. Then it will look odd, right? If I'm giving P underscore number like that, then what the system is given, don't worry. Use your technical words as it is. For the selection screen, you can give the alias name. Go to text element, selection text. This is the path. You can see technically you use these names. These names are for users I'll give. See, for example, P underscore A, under behalf of that, I give a number. P underscore B as name and P underscore C as mobile number, and then P underscore D as date and P underscore E as time. Like that, you can fill all for all the selection screen fields, activate it and come back and activate. In my program, I'll write P underscore A, P underscore B, P underscore C like that. But in the front end, it looks like this. Okay. They're giving alias names for the selection screen parameters so that it looks good. It is user friendly. By seeing that only they understood, okay, number here, name here, mobile number, date, time, like that. They'll feel easy. If you see P underscore F, H, K, they can't understand, right, what they need to fill, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So that's the reason we are going to give the selection text. So selection text is nothing but giving alias name for our selection screen fields. ఎందుకు వెళ్తున్నామా మనం టెక్నికల్గా మనం పారామీటర్స్ అంటే పి అండర్ స్కోర్ అనే రాయాలి, బట్ అవి యూజర్స్ చూపించడానికి ఆడ్గా ఉంటుంది. అందుకోసం యూజర్ ఫ్రెండ్లీగా ఉండడానికి ఏం యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం, సెలెక్షన్ టెక్స్ట్ అనేది రాసి ఇచ్చేస్తున్నాం. టెక్నికల్గా మన ప్రోగ్రాంలో నంబర్ ఇక్కడేమో ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ నంబర్ ఉంది, బట్ టెక్నికల్గా మన ప్రోగ్రాంలో అది పి అండర్ స్కోర్ ఏనే. క్లియరా?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can give for all the fields. Go to text element, selection text is the path. You can give for all the one. And if someone is from database tables, you can see it, you can just select from dictionary. The fields are picking from dictionary, the description. Okay. See. Okay, ma. Not only for the checkboxes radio button, also you can give the name. You just try that. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, given already that information and all here, how to go and all this. Float is not allowed and obligatory to make mandatory match code to give the F4 help and default to give the default values. Syntax is also given. Go to text element selection text to give the selection text. Next, we have selection screen block wise. If you see when I'm executing, it is showing everything in one. I don't want like that. I want this entire input fields in one block, checkboxes in one block, radio buttons in one block. Then how to write? For that, we have selection screen, begin of block, B1 with frame title, text 001. Okay. And here selection screen, end of block, B1. Okay, same another block I want to start. Selection screen, begin of block, B2 with frame title, text 002. After ending, I'm ending the selection screen. End of block, B2. And selection screen, begin of block, B3 with frame title, text 003. Selection screen, end of block, B3. Now run it. You can see these and all coming in one block. This is coming in one block. This is one coming in one block. I started selection screen, begin of block, end of block, begin of block, end of block. That's the reason it created the blocks. That's fine. But what is this with frame title? Means now I created only the blocks, but I want a title for this block, input fields like that. What you can do, you can go to the with frame title text, right? So there you can double click on the number. Yes, you can see input fields like that. Add it and come back, activate it, run it. You can see input fields. The title is coming. For these two, I am not given the title. That's the reason it is not coming. If you want for that, you can double click on the number or go to text element, selection text. So if you see the neighbors, text element 002, okay, check boxes and 003 radio buttons. Activate it and come back, activate the program and run. You can see for this also title come. So selection screen, begin of block, end of block అనేది బ్లాక్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయడానికి మా. సో దానికి టైటిల్ కావాలంటే విత్ ఫ్రేమ్ టైటిల్ టెక్స్ట్ సింబల్ వాడతారు కదా, డబల్ క్లిక్ చేసి వెళ్ళి రాయొచ్చు. లేదు అంటే గో టు టెక్స్ట్ ఎలిమెంట్ టెక్స్ట్ సింబల్స్కి వెళ్తే అక్కడ రాయొచ్చు. క్లియరా?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. With this is covered. Selection screen, big log, end of block. Okay, fine. Now, if you observe here, I'm having all input fields, but I want a gap between p underscore h and sales document. In between this, I want a gap. So how to give? Normally, if you want empty lines in the program, you're going to use skip keyword. In the selection screen, if you want, then you're going to use selection screen skip. I want 2 lines gap. I'm going to use 2. You can see, run it, the 2 lines gap. Normally skip means in the output screen if you want blank lines. In the selection screen you want empty lines, then you can use selection screen skip. సో నార్మల్ స్కిప్ అనేది ప్రోగ్రామ్ అవుట్పుట్లో ఎంటీ లైన్స్ రావడానికి, ఇది సెలెక్షన్ స్క్రీన్లో ఎంటీ లైన్స్ రావాలి అంటే సెలెక్షన్ స్క్రీన్ స్కిప్ యూజ్ చేయండి. So this is about and range of input field how to create. I'll show you in the tomorrow's class. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Any questions up to here?
No, ma'am.
Sorry, I'm not well, so I'm just taken medicine, so I slept. Sorry for joining late.
Fine, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.